Many Americans work long hours, yet at the end of the month there's barely anything left after bills. It feels like running on a treadmill. You're moving, but not really going forward. People dream of financial freedom, but debt and expenses keep pulling them back. It's a struggle so many families quietly face every day. Costs keep rising: food, rent, gas, and people feel stuck in a cycle. Even with raises or better jobs, expenses seem to grow just as fast. It's like pouring water into a bucket full of holes. No matter how hard you try, it never feels enough. This is where Robert Kiyosaki's story comes in. He grew up with two father figures, one educated and hardworking, the other wealthy and financially wise. The lessons he learned changed the way he saw money forever, and through his book, he's shared those lessons with millions. Robert didn't just write a book, he built a movement. He's an entrepreneur, investor, and educator who has helped people look at money differently. His simple but powerful lessons make finance feel understandable, even if you've never studied it. That's why his book is still a top recommendation decades later. The truth is, most schools don't teach the difference between assets and liabilities. Yet, this simple idea can decide whether someone stays broke or builds wealth. Imagine if every family understood this from the start. The future could look completely different. If you've ever felt stuck with money, this lesson could be the turning point. It's not about working harder, but about working smarter with what you earn. The secret is knowing the difference between what puts money in your pocket and what takes it out. That's the key to building real financial freedom. What if I told you that the difference between staying broke and becoming wealthy comes down to just one simple choice, whether you buy assets or liabilities? Hi, I'm Ethan, and welcome to Ethan's Money Library. Building wealth, one book at a time. If you're serious about learning financial wisdom from timeless books, hit that subscribe button. This channel is for educational purposes only. Nothing here is financial advice. In this video, we'll break down Kiyosaki's big idea about assets versus liabilities in 7 simple steps with relatable examples. Today's video is Assets versus Liabilities, the wealth secret Rich Dad taught. Stick with me until the end. This might just shift the way you see money forever. Welcome to the secret that can change your financial future. Assets and liabilities may sound complicated, but they're actually very simple. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket, while a liability takes money out. Once you understand this difference, you'll see the world of money in a whole new way. Think of assets and liabilities like two magical buckets. One bucket keeps filling up with fresh water every day, while the other has holes at the bottom and leaks endlessly. Over time, one keeps you secure, the other leaves you empty and stressed. Which bucket would you choose to carry on your journey? In real life, assets are things like rental properties that give you money every month. Imagine owning a small apartment that keeps sending you rent while you sleep. On the other hand, liabilities are like buying a fancy car with a loan. You're the one paying every month and it drains your paycheck. Assets give you freedom. Liabilities tie you down. Schools rarely teach us about assets and liabilities because they focus on jobs, not wealth building. This is why so many people work hard all their lives, but never escape the rat race. Rich Dad's secret is simple. Buy more assets, avoid unnecessary liabilities, and let money work for you. That's the true path to financial freedom. Most people grow up hearing the same advice: work hard, study well, and get a secure job. That's what poor Dad believed. He thought the path to success was climbing the career ladder. But even with hard work, many discover they're still stuck struggling month after month. Rich Dad had a very different view. He taught that real freedom comes not from working harder, but from learning how money works. Instead of chasing a paycheck, he showed the importance of building assets that put money in your pocket. This mindset shift is the true beginning of wealth. In reality, in countries like the USA, even when people earn more, they often don't feel richer. Promotions come, salaries rise, but so do taxes and expenses. It feels like running faster just to stay in the same place. That's why so many people feel trapped despite working so hard. Think of it like a hamster wheel. You can run faster, but you'll never get anywhere unless you step off. The rich learn to step off the wheel by changing how they think about Money. Wealth doesn't start with more hours at work, but with smarter choices and building assets. That's the real secret. Growing wealth isn't just about earning money. It's about owning things that make money for you. Rental houses, dividend-paying stocks, small businesses, or even digital products like courses can all put cash in your pocket. Think of them as little machines working for you while you sleep. The more of these you own, the stronger your financial foundation becomes. You don't need to start big. Even small investments, like a few dollars in stocks or a simple side hustle, can grow over time. Wealth builds slowly, but it's the patience that creates the magic. Every step, no matter how small, is progress. Building assets is like planting a tree. At first it looks small and fragile, but with time, care, and patience it grows tall. One day it provides shade and fruit not only for you, but for the people you love. That's how wealth becomes a blessing. A simple tip: take a small part of your paycheck every month and put it into something that pays you back. It could be stocks, a side project, or even a digital product. Over the years, these little steps build powerful results. Your future self will thank you for the seeds you plant today. Many people fall into a financial trap without even knowing it. They believe that buying bigger, shinier things makes them wealthier. But in reality, these things often take money out of their pocket. What looks like success is actually a slow leak of wealth. Take the dream house, for example. Many people think that owning a bigger house means they've made it in life. But if that house constantly drains money every month, it's not really an asset. It's a liability. It feels like progress, but it actually holds you back. The same goes for cars, boats, and flashy gadgets. They look impressive at first, but they lose value quickly. What feels like luxury is often just money slipping through your fingers. These purchases give short-term joy, but long-term financial weight. Think of it like carrying a heavy backpack full of rocks while climbing uphill. Every liability you take adds more weight, slowing your journey to financial freedom. The rich know this secret and carefully avoid these traps. Real wealth comes from building assets, not carrying disguised liabilities. Most people start as employees, trading their precious time for a paycheck. They work hard, but the moment they stop, the money stops too. It's like being on a treadmill. Lots of effort, but you stay in the same place. True wealth begins when you learn to step off that treadmill. Business owners think differently. Instead of running forever, they build systems, like machines that keep moving even when they sleep. Their focus is not on working harder, but on creating something bigger than themselves. That's why their income grows, even when they take a break. Self-employed people often believe they are free, but many end up trapped working harder than employees. They carry all the weight on their own shoulders. The more they push, the more exhausted they become. Without a team or system, their freedom is just an illusion. Investors play a different game. Instead of rowing endlessly, they build sails and let the wind carry them forward. Their money multiplies because they know how to ride the right waves. This is the true secret of wealth, letting assets work harder than you ever could. Many people never even start their financial journey because fear holds them back. They worry about losing money, about making the wrong choice, or looking foolish in front of others. This fear freezes them into inaction, keeping them stuck exactly where they are. The truth is, doing nothing is the biggest risk of all. But fear starts to shrink when you begin learning. Financial education gives you confidence, just like practicing anything new. The more you understand how money works, the less risky it feels to take steps forward. Knowledge turns fear into power. Learning about money is like learning to ride a bike. At first you wobble, maybe even fall, and it feels uncomfortable. But with practice, you gain balance, and soon it becomes second nature. The key is to keep going even when it feels shaky. Mistakes are part of the journey, not the end of it. Every stumble teaches you something new and helps you grow stronger. Avoiding action may feel safe, but it actually guarantees staying stuck. Taking action, even imperfectly, is the only real way forward. The first step to building wealth is awareness. Take a notebook and write down everything you spend money on. Then mark which ones are assets and which are liabilities. This simple act helps you see clearly where your money is going. It's like shining a flashlight into the dark corners of your finances. Now that you know the difference, put more energy into assets Imagine if every hour you spend worrying about bills could instead be spent creating something that earns for you. Shifting focus from debt to building is like turning from a storm toward the sunrise. It doesn't happen overnight, but every step brings you closer to freedom. Don't wait for the perfect moment or a huge amount of money. Even a small start, like investing just $100, is a seed that can grow into something powerful. The key is consistency and courage to begin where you are. Every small action builds momentum toward your financial future. Think of this journey like fitness. You don't need to lift 200 pounds on your first day. You start light and build strength over time. Wealth is the same way, a muscle that grows with training. Small, steady effort makes you stronger every step of the way. Assets give, liabilities take. Shift your mindset, build your asset column, avoid traps, and take small but consistent action. The wealth secret Robert Kiyosaki taught is simple, but life-changing if applied. If this video helped, you please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this reminder. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think is the biggest liability most Americans mistake for an asset? This is Ethan from Ethan's Money Library, building wealth one book at a time. Remember, it's not about how much you earn, but how much you keep and grow. Until next time, take care and keep building your financial freedom.